just wake up one day and decide, you know what I feel like doing? Juggling while skiing. All right, dude, go off.
This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Alberto, and the Chris Jones era in Edmonton is officially over. So let's look back on how we ended up here. Because there was a lot of hype when he arrived. Before being hired by the Elks, Jones' reputation and record spoke for itself. From 2014 to 2018, he had one Grey Cup win and helped lead Edmonton and Saskatchewan into the playoffs in 4 of those 5 seasons. When he returned to Edmonton, though, the situation he walked into was much different. They're coming off a 3-11 season, their lowest win total since 1963 when they went 2-14. You would think it couldn't get any worse. But Jones' Edmonton era was one low light after another. For starters, he finished his time with the Elks with an 8-33 record. And if you thought that was bad, just wait, there's more. Last year, the Elks started the season 0-7 and set the professional sports record of consecutive home losses with 21. Those poor fans, imagine buying season tickets and then more season tickets and only witnessing L's, my God. They also matched the team record with 13 straight losses from 2022 to 2023. And in his 3 seasons, it all went wrong at the quarterback position, as he couldn't really figure it out. 5 players were the primary starter in that span, and only 1 had a positive touchdown to interception ratio. Outside of McLeod Bethel Thompson is Canadian Trey Ford. Jones also struggled mightily against his own division. Of the 8 wins the Elks had under his leadership, only 3 were against West opponents, with his overall record against the West 3-22. My God, Edmonton, you know what? It's like I wore green today just for you. The Elks need a new direction, and while they're 0-5, they've lost 4 of those 5 games by 3 points. So they're pretty close, and there's more than enough time to get back in the playoff race. And Elks fans are hoping that starts with this change. And you can watch the Elks Friday night on TSN as they go for their first win of the year against the Red Blacks at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. To golf, we got some serious tea this morning, as we are now just 2 days away from the Open Championship. And Colin Montgomery started a war of words with Tiger Woods, talking about retirement, saying, quote, "There is a time for all sportsmen to say goodbye, but it's very difficult to tell Tiger it's time to go. Obviously, he still feels he can win. We are more realistic." Well, Tiger clapped back like only he can. Well, as a past champion, I'm exempt until I'm 60. He's not a past champion, so he's not exempt. So he doesn't get the opportunity to make that decision. I do. Tiger Woods, y'all! Now joined by Bob Weeks to talk about the Open Championship. Great to see you, Bob.
Hey, Marissa.
Now, Bob, we gotta start with Rory. He's still in the hunt for his 5th major championship, and he's coming off an absolute heartbreaker at the US Open in June. How are you feeling about Rory heading into this weekend?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good about Rory. I think he admitted that it took him 3 or 4 days to kind of get over the sting of losing the Open Championship, the US Open Championship, in the way he did to Bryson DeChambeau. But then he began to think about, the good things that he did. He finished 2nd in a major. That's not a terrible finish. Obviously, he'd like to get one better than that. But he comes into Troon with, I guess, some scar tissue, but it's scar tissue on top of scar tissue. He's had chances to win in the past and hasn't been able to put it over the finish line for whatever reason. So now he focuses on how does he do that. And he takes the good from the US Open, brings it here. He likes the Open Championship. He's won it before. He's played well at Troon before. So I think his chances here, if he can play as well as he did at the US Open, I think he's got a good chance to be around the lead on Sunday.
Okay, Bob, anytime we have you on, we gotta talk about Tiger. This is the first time since 2019 he will have played all 4 majors in a year. He made the cut at Augusta, but missed it at the PGA Championship and US Open. Do you see him making the cut this weekend? And will this course be problematic for someone whose body has been through so much?
Well, Tiger still thinks he can win, and maybe the Open Championship is the one major where he can compete. The ball runs out here. The fairways are like pavement in some cases, and you don't have to be a power player to try and get it done. That's why we saw players like Tom Watson almost win the Open Championship in his 60s. Tiger's 48. He's got a banged-up body. He's only played, this will be his 4th start of the year, and that to me is more of the issue. You just cannot be that competitive playing 4 times a year, and it shows with Tiger. I mean, his performances so far this year really haven't been that good. The only one he made the cut in was the Masters, and he ended up with the worst performance of his career for 72 holes. So I'm not expecting big things from Tiger. If he made the cut, I think that would be a huge achievement.
Bob Weeks, a pleasure as always.
Thanks, Marissa.
And just a reminder, TSN has you covered for the 3rd and 4th round of the Open Championship this weekend. It all starts Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific. The Home Run Derby was last night, and while the whole thing wasn't really that eventful, the national anthem sure was. For the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm so so sorry that we made you listen to that again. I hope you tapped through it because my ears are bleeding. What the heck was even that? Which means it's time now for Arissa's Rankins. And we'll look at the worst anthems in sports history. See, I love when stuff like this happens because it just tees us up beautifully. I will say this, the next time we do this list, last night's will be number 1. But instead, it's working as our hook to get into this top 5. And at number 5, we gotta start with this guy from a CFL game from many years ago, who had clearly never heard the Canadian national anthem before.
With growing hearts we see thee rise, the true and strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
He literally was the F it, I'll do it live. Like, what? At number 4, Roseanne Barr, and this one just stings the eardrums. I mean, at least with that one, you know for sure that she was trolling. And at number 3, if you're gonna sing O Canada, make sure you know the lyrics first.
May they stand on guard. I need the words.
I kind of respect that more. Like, she wasn't gonna keep ad-libbing. You know what? I need the words. Get past me the words. And at number 2, an all-time classic, Olympic gold medalist Carl Lewis.
And the Rockets, red flag. Uh-oh. I'll make up for it now.
That was my favorite. Uh-oh. I'll make up for it now. And at number 1, now technically dethroned, Fergie at the All-Star game.
Just that star spangled banner yet wave. For the land of the free.
Just what makes it even better is the camera on all the players' faces, just like. Why that one is also funny is because, like, she's just trying to be so emphatically good that, like, it's so emphatically bad. To soccer, and we had some big news this morning, as Gareth Southgate has stepped down as England's manager. This news comes after Southgate's England squad just lost in the Euro final against Spain on Sunday, and he was heavily criticized all tournament. But should he have been? Since Southgate took over the England job, he's had some good results at the Euros and World Cup, making 2 finals and a semi. Now, many pundits have said that his squad is underachieved given England's talent. But Southgate's resume looks even better when you see what England did in the previous 4 tournaments, failing to get out of a group stage in a World Cup, and round of 16 losses to Ghana and Iceland. But now the talk goes to who will replace him. And our friends at FanDuel already have odds up. Former Chelsea manager Graham Potter is the favorite at plus 200, but there are some other interesting names on this list. We got Jurgen Klopp at 9-1, Mauricio Pochettino at 10-1, Thomas Tuchel at 21-1, and yeah, even Pep and Mourinho made the list. Who would you like to see? I don't know, I feel like I want Mourinho just for the quotes, you know? That's all for today. We'll see you right back in your mouth.